Hello everybody, Gerone Wright here again, and thank you again for joining me on my Gerone Wright YouTube channel. People, this is going to be the last video with regards to Micheal Jackson, Otto Dix, German artist Otto Dix, and artist Mark Ryden, who, by the way, people, his birthday is today. I know this is a hell of a way to do his birthday, to have his work exposed for creating, for having the underlying implications of it, of not just other people's work, but the hidden knowledge and secret to that of the creation and genetic bridging over of mankind existences. So, and having said that, I'm looking at stuff, people, and drawing as I'm, and having and having said that, this here, as you know, is a penis, and it's a representation. It shows us that of the ejaculatory gland in the penis. And I'm gonna make this video short and right to the point. It's my position that 1926 artist Otto Dix, in his painting of Dr. Meyer, that this device behind Dr. Meyer, which looks like a lab test tube, which has his penises in it, it's about being bridged over black and white penis and creating new bloodlines through that of the body of the Virgin, which represents the blood here. That this device is the same thing as this. It's an ejaculatory. It's showing you that of the ejaculatory gland in the penis, and that's what this device is insinuating. All right, now. It can be analyzed and dissected by experts, but when it's all said and done, they will see that I'm right. Also, we got to go back to Micheal Jackson. And this is the third video, people, that I done released on this. Micheal Jackson's Dangerous album, which has content in it from this image. And of from this image of Otto Dix, which shows the ejaculatory gland. This is a stolen idea, and if you can see now all of the things inside of there, you will see that it is insinuating a genetic bridging and a manipulation, and the altering of genes and that of mankind. We bridged over that with womankind, and I'm going to get into this here with Micheal Jackson here a little bit before I go on to the next image, which is the glorification of the our heart, whatever that is. But this needs to come down a little bit. Okay, this is supposed to be reminiscent of Micheal Jackson's journey from childhood to manhood and growing up. Okay, this image. Now I done already connected it in my other videos. I move my phone out the way here. I've already connected this in my other videos. However, what is going on here with this is that if you'll notice if you Google dangerous, in this funhouse scenario, which I have already described as being that of a mask of a reptilian ape, because oh gosh, my dog's barking. Let me see what's going on here. There was nothing, people. That ain't. I guess they. What this is describing here, again, is I have to go back to Ottoman's what you call it there. Anyway, here showing Mike here in a vessel going in, and this is a reptilian body here, by the way, and Mike is showing as a child going in, and guess what he's going in? He's going under the open royal skirt of the image of a queen. So what do you think that he's going in to get? You see that? Open skirt. He went in, he got doctored upon. It shows him here as a little boy. Michael has been genetically altered through a royal family. And that's what this is actually showing and detailing. And this, again, even though this is that of a carnival front, it actually creates the face of an ape. That's why the eyes are there, and then there's the ape here, the smaller monkey there. But this chair, this royal chair, like creates the fangs on each side, and Michael's dangerous letters create the front or small teeth. These are the longer fangs of the ape, the open mouth of the ape. Which brings me to, hold on, matter of fact, I'll come back to the mouth of the ape. But as Michael got older and came around, it shows that Michael came out on the king's side. So what do you think that Michael got on the king's side? If he went in through and up underneath the skirt on the queen's side, and it's showing you a genetic altering right here. This is what this is all signifying. What do you think he got here? Yeah, he's got the reproductive genes, meaning the queen's semen and her blood contaminated in his body. And on the way out, over a period of time, of course, he was bridged between his queen as well. And that's what this is all implying. Now, here in the middle, in the ape's mouth, because this is the ape's mouth, but it's also the mask that Michael is wearing. His eyes is behind it. This is also the face of the reptilian ape, which actually creates that. This carnival face scenario that he has is being a clown. And that's another thing too, people, because what you don't realize about this is talking about being a clown is that gestures and clown fingers today that is represented in the cults like scenario. This actually covenants or covers that scenario as well, because it's telling you that the clown is a representation of being a cross-reference being within that of the royal court. And this is where this symbolization originally came from, as being a clown, a gesture. It's a genetic bridging, a genetic altering. And the colors of the clowns represents all the colors that he is actually carrying, down to the red ball on his nose. He's balancing that ball on his nose. You know why? Because he's balancing royal blood, and that's what the symbolization of all of this is meaning. Now, I want to come out and go to here in the middle here. This here is taken from this scenario here. So if this is an ejaculatory gland, setup scenario, here's part of that over here, that test tube there. And then here, this is the other part. This is that ejaculatory gland that I told you about. And if you look, there's a structure back here, a Roman-like structure. If you look closely, that Roman-like structure creates a helmet of a penis. This ball here, on like a loaded device, is simulating that of the ejaculatory system, which is in the penis. That penis scenario is in the ape's mouth. Mike's face behind that mask, simulating this is his mouth, that these recreated genetics Mike is suggesting that he was subjected to a genetic change. And people, don't be grossed out by this, at a penis or a dick being at this guy's mouth, our American icon's mouth. This is the way ancient history always has it symbolized. In ancient royalty images, in ancient religion, in ancient everything, Roman, ancient Egypt, ancient Maya, ancient everything. The penis was always the sacred object of transformation, the vessel of genetic change between that of mankind. This is the universal organ which symbolizes, which messages. This is the communicator, the penis. Now, this is a royal building. I mean, not a royal building, like a Roman structure building. So what does that tell you? That brings the Vatican in. But I want to call your attention to this triangle here. There's a triangle right there. Because in my last video, I brought the glorification of the iron arson. So, again, where God and supposedly Jesus are communicating with the earth, they're communicating with us from within a penis. Again, this is simulating that of the ejaculatory gland in the penis, and this is what this is a reference of, the penis. It's just that all of the devices and the mechanisms wasn't designed with artists until after the fact, and they started putting in the actual organs of this device in a simulation of talking to and telling you how they genetically altered themselves. And here Micheal and Mark Ryden took it to another height in this, which is a throw-off, or a throwback of this, or a spin-off of this. See, people, knowing the truth and what is happening exposes everything. And this is what is going on. Everything is being exposed because it was never true. The truth always prevails. And here, people, I'm showing you through one controversial image, two controversial images, hold on. Through one controversial image and two controversial beings, and then the other one too as well, people, down to the bottom, the Pope figures and Cardinal figures. Again, other I don't have the whole image up here, but they're controversial beings as well, and I have a video on that you have to see. Then we have Mike. This here, you're not going to believe what this is insinuating, besides being a penis in the ejaculatory gland in the penis. This Roman-like building here creates, you know what this is? A confessional box as well. You know why it's referencing a confessional box? Because it references that of ancient rooted religion, Roman religion, which represents the Vatican, whom is the main cross-referencing center between that of ancient rooted royalty and the sacrifices of those that actually take and sacrifice themselves to bringing these miracle babies. In Michael's case, Micheal had brought 4 kids, and it was all through the help of ancient rooted religion and ancient rooted royalty. So Michael's kids is through ancient kingship and ancient queenship, along with that of Roman, which means the Vatican. Michael's children are created through genetic bloodlines that was cross-referenced with kingships and queenships in the Vatican. Now let's go to this video. This painting here by Otto Dix, Dr. Mayer Herman, 1926. Now it should be very easy because Michael's painting by Mark Ryden, whose birthday is today, by the way, people. I'm going to keep saying that because I'm giving him a wonderful birthday gift. You know what I mean? So this is definitely, he's going to always remember this birthday. He was born in 1963 in Medford, Oregon. He's a painter, okay? And his training is at the Art Center College of Design. All right, so we're going to also be looking at his art school after that too, because I mean, these people that have this knowledge to do this, this is not nothing that, I mean, especially with him just being a baby boomer of 1963, because I mean, this is way bigger than him and way before him. So I'm not blaming this guy. This guy is only picking up on something that was already there when he got there. So you can't be mad at Mark Ryden people for doing what came natural to him. He went where the money was, and where the cult was, and where he knew that he better got in to fit in, or else something else. So it was one of those or else deals. You know what I mean? So you either could be somebody or be nobody. So what he opted to do was he sold his soul to be somebody. And Michael's and being an artist, and that's in Michael's case. Okay. Now you can look at all Mark Ryden's work and look at it in the same way. Now, also, the next thing that I want to discuss about all of this is that, here. There in the back, if you look at this image, Otto Dix, Dr. Mayer Herman, 1926, in the back here. Again, this creates a confessional box in the back. In the window, there's a cross. You will even see a ledge and almost like a chair. You will see this created in the form of a confessional box. Now, you're saying, well, Gerone, where is the ancient rooted religion figure shown? Where is that at? Where's the kingships and the queenships shown at? Well, when the sign of the blood is there, which is also that of the Virgin, it is a representation of all of the above. Also, when you see symbolizations like this, where the ruby is there and the red, and talk of carrying the family jewels, as you see in a lot of these talks and like these little cartoon shows that are in anything, I'm going to rob you of your family jewels, not in the literal sense, but in the genetic sense. When they talk of that, they're taking the jewels. Look at what jewels they are talking about taking. Where I come from, the family jewels, kicking me in my family jewels means my nuts. It's a representation, like in this image here, of where you see the ruby, and up underneath the ruby you see the white teardrop, which represents blood and semen. These innuendos, and here, let me do this. Blood and semen. Blood and semen. There's a penis here, and there's also another penis there too, by the way, people. It's showing you a mix over white and black. But and there's other penises down here, smaller ones down there, and right here. There's a bunch of flying dicks in here, people. And then this ladder that I made the connection with, it's the same ladder that Mark Ryden used in Micheal Jackson's painting as well. which represents a bridging, again, over the ejaculatory gland. This is what this is all about. Ancient rooted royalty, ancient rooted religion, and a guinea pig, a sacrificer. And then comes the children, the miracle babies. Now, in my mind, let me create a scenario why Micheal Jackson possibly had to die at the hands of Dr. Conroy while we're on this. Is because Micheal Jackson, I believe, at the point of sacrificing himself, knowing him with his mind. Oh, by the way, Micheal Jackson spoke to me, two people, and I meant to tell you that Micheal Jackson told me to tell his kids to watch out. And I was sitting, and the message came to me early in the morning, and Micheal said, Gerone, tell, and it was in his voice. He said, Gerone, and it came into my head. He said, it almost sounded like he's trying to say Jaden, but I said to myself, he said, he went to say Jaden, and it sounded like Jaden, but I know that Jaden is supposed to be one of Will Smith's kids, I believe. So I knew that was wrong. I'm thinking that's what that was, but it faded off from Jaden, my kids. To be careful. They were in danger. That was the actual word, not be careful. They're in danger. That was the message. I got to twist it now. They're in danger. So, it's my mind that after everything that Micheal went through, the pain that he went through and the meds that he had to get on, because imagine being subjected to genetic alterings that cause pains in ways that you can possibly never imagine. All these foreign bodies in your body. Could you imagine the meds and the drugs that you would have to be on to overcome the pain of all the twisting and turning? You know what this put me in mind of? That biblical story where that nun was talking about, where God was inside of her and it felt like the whole world was unleashing before her, but she could feel him inside of her. I forget who that sister was talking about. She was going through all of this pain. Because she knew that God was inside of her, talking about like if she like it felt like she had sex in a way. But you know what it was? She too was subject to. Imagine having genes in your body ripping away at your guts. That were genes that were concocted in a way that involved reptilians, people from around the world, a global contamination of collective genes, and then given to a guinea pig to make babies on. Could you imagine what happens when you subject your body to becoming a vessel of all of this that I've just described? So I can imagine Micheal's story being that taking pains for these meds was the key. And knowing that what he was going through, at some point, he became and said, you know what? Because at that point, where he did all of this, he was actually in alliance with kingships and queenships. He was in alliance with them. He was in alliance. So therefore, he was okay. As long as he didn't cross nobody. He sold his soul. But I believe that when Micheal started realizing that the ugliness behind all of this, his skin changing, the skin disease, the internal pain that he was having from all of this, and now he had to go on meds to cure himself, he didn't want his kids to go through. He was supposed to sacrifice his kids to the same exact thing that he did, because when he sold his soul to the most powerful groups in our world, ancient rooted royalty and ancient rooted religion, there was no denying them what they wanted. Those babies were not Micheal Jackson babies. Those babies are his big kids. Those 4 kids belong to ancient rooted royalty and ancient rooted religion. That's their babies. So Micheal tried to reverse that and say, you know what? Take me, do what you want to do to me, but don't take my children. So what did they do? Basically, anyone, either a queen or a king or the Pope, can give an order to say, hey, you know what? We have a defector. Send in Dr. Conroy or Conrad or whatever his damn name is, and tell him do what he got to do, but get rid of Michael. Because with Michael out the way, as long as Michael's alive, we cannot get the children because he's protecting them too heavy. Take Michael out of the picture so we can get to the children. And that's Micheal Jackson's story. That's why Michael had to die. He had to get out the way so they can get to his children. Who get to his children? Ancient rooted queenship, ancient rooted kingship, and ancient rooted religion. See, they have to finish. They invested in Michael. Michael could only be successful at the peak of what he was because he was in allegiance with them. Once that ended, he was a goner. All right. Now you see why Michael had to go? Now see, people, I am with a genuine paranormal experience and encounter. So, through that, I give you the glorification of the IRRs as a penis. These arches representing the penis, and this representing the ejaculatory gland within the penis, and these concocted genes within is what now comes out of the penis. And this is what they're talking about with your Jesus and your God there. This is what Micheal Jackson is talking about on the Dangerous album cover through Mark Ryden, who created this mess, and who, by the way, got this message from Otto Dix. And not just this painting, but in the trenches. If that, again, I want to tell you that trench the trench warfare by Dr. Dix, Dr. X, trench warfare by Otto X, not Dr. X, Otto Dix. Oh gosh, man, I'm telling you, I must have run in. Something must be getting in. I hope they didn't tap into my word and got me confused here. But the trench warfare by Otto Dix, excuse me. If you mirror that image, and I was supposed to put that image up on my Facebook page, and somewhere here, I'm going to put that image up. It creates the mask here that Michael has created and is wearing. The other stuff that is added in is actually taken from here. This image. So two of Otto Dix's paintings, The Trench Warfare by Otto Dix and Dr. Meyer Herman by Otto Dix, is the concept for what is all being said here in the underlining cult messages. But people, you are smart. This is about Micheal Jackson growing up. I agree. But I give you Micheal Jackson riding into a reptilian body, engaging under the queen's skirt, which we all know what comes from up underneath the queen's skirt. Blood out her ass and semen out her ass. And this is the reason why her skirt is parted open by the artist of this. And then it comes around, and this is why the penis is and all that's being shown. And this is why the king is here, looking like a dog. It's referencing genes that Michael was subjected to over a course of time. Possibly a 40-year period of his life from this point. To where, at the point to where he started making his kids, and Micheal Jackson kid. Now, why do you think his kid, Prince? Michael's the king of pop. He's actually the king of genes and genetics. But this is what this is all about. Genetically changing and altering genes of that of mankind. I'm actually seeing something here, and I can see it as good as today. Let me go here. Let me see what that is for a minute. Okay. But I'm seeing things. And I always do see things too, people, by the way. Yeah, you know what? I do see something. Because let me tell you something. This is a mirrored image. Because I'm looking into this image. You're looking into it. This is reversed. This is reversed because I'm shooting this image from my camcorder lens on the from my webcam on my computer, but it projects the image backwards back to the computer. So when I'm looking at it, I'm getting a mirrored image, and guess what I'm seeing here? I'm seeing the face of a little boy right here, okay, with a clown nose right there. This becomes a clown nose. Look. And look, there's a little black boy standing here, and he's a jester. Got the clown thing around his neck, and it's a black face. Here's his arm coming out, and here's his body. And people, this is a mirrored image. That is it. And look over here on this side. There's another head, arms up. Look at this. This is another body created here. This is a mirrored image. You should be able to see. This is what's going on. By me shooting this video, and it's giving you the image backwards, it's showing you a boy, a black boy, and a girl. Now there is a regular boy here, down here, but look here, people. So when you see this video, this creates the head of a black boy there as a jester. The clown collar and the body, the jester suit. And over here is the chin, the nose, and the eye, and the head of that of a female, which is looking from here like the mother of creation. Oh, people, this is sickening. I done had enough of this. I hope you have. People, it's my position that all three of these images are a reference of the ejaculatory gland of the penis, which makes for perfect sense because you know why? The penis is a sacred, ancient sacred message board to how mankind evolved. So, your God communicates to you through the penis. My name is Gerone Wright. This is my last video with regards to Micheal Jackson. And again, Micheal Jackson kids, I did speak to Micheal this morning, and he said that he's told me, and it started to come out like the sound like a J, and I thought it to be Jade, and that's what came to mind. But he said, my kids, that they are in danger. So this is a true message. And I'm letting you know, if you don't believe that, you see what it is that your daddy's telling you here. So, he went through it. I guess he didn't want you to go through it. That's why he gave his life to protect you. After he did all of this, he made a mistake by doing this. But after he realized that what he did was a mistake, and it was time to give you guys up on the sacrilegious table, back to them, when he tried to protect y'all, he had to give up his life. My name is Gerone Wright. People, it only gets better. I'm going to see who I'm going after next.